All right, if you are watching this video, then you are working on the brainstorm for your book review. This is where you've finished reading your novel and you're thinking about the parts of the book that you would want to highlight and either write a positive or a critical review of what you read. In my example, I'm writing my review about The Brothers K. That's the book that I read over the winter break. And when I think about the different parts of the story, I can talk about like the writing craft, or the different characters, the setting, plot, or other themes. I think the things I would say are strengths in here are I really like the writing about all the characters and the conflicts. I'd want to write in my summary, this is a story that takes place in Camas, Washington. It's about a family with 6 kids, and it goes over lots of history. So maybe talking about the plot and how it covers their whole lives would be another strength. And then maybe one critique I would have would be about the narrator. So these are just like what each of my paragraphs would be about. This could be paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. Then the other way I would fill out this brainstorming is I would put evidence. So what I would need to do here is if I wanted to talk about the characters and their conflicts, I need to find an example of that. So one thing I would find evidence for, and I don't have my book with me, but you guys do have all your notes, I would find evidence and quotes between the brother Everett, he's the second born, and his younger sister. They write letters to one another, and I really like these letters and how they showed how close their relationship is, because the sister's describing how depressed she feels and how Everett really lifts her up out of that moment. I need to find the direct evidence. But this would be one paragraph I'd write about just to talk about how I really liked the writing in this book, and I thought the characters were super interesting. I could even talk about the older brother, Peter. There's lots of the different characters I could talk about. I could do 1 to 2 paragraphs. If I wanted to talk about the plot, one of the things I might say is that it's really long. This book's like 600 pages long. It covers, I think it covers maybe like 20 years of time, if not more. So I personally like that kind of book that covers like a history deeply. Not everyone does. I know there's been some critiques written about that, but that would be something I could write a paragraph about. I'd want to talk about why do I like it. I like knowing all those details. I like seeing how things play out, but I think that's a strength. Remember, this is your review. It's your opinion. One place I might write a critique about this book is the narrator. The brother's name is Kincaid, and we learn about the family from his perspective, but we don't learn a lot about him. Which I thought was sort of an interesting decision to make, and I would want to know. I would want to talk a little bit about why did the author do that. I might also write a 4th paragraph about favorite lines. There were a lot of descriptions of the setting. I've been to Camas, Washington before, so I liked some of the lines about that. Some of the descriptions of Portland back in that time were really interesting. I also liked part of the story takes place in Canada, and I really liked those setting details. So you guys have all your books marked up. I did not do that step, so I still need to find that quote and put it in here. And then the other thing, no, I think that's good. I've got about 4 paragraphs planned. So this is what I'm asking for from you guys. Of course, you guys are going to include quotes in yours. That way you're not digging around for information later on. But this will help you when we sit down to write later if you've got sort of this outline. And I'll know that you've got a plan because you'll turn this into me. I'm going to write a book review, so I'm going to highlight, underline that part of the assignment. I want to know from you guys what you want to do, whether you want to create a hype video on Friday, write yours as a letter, do a book review. Let me know the format you're going to do your book review in. So this is an example of how you would complete this book review assignment.